Hello and welcome along to episode 74 of the Don McKellar sponsored A View from Section C. Senior, Merry Christmas.
Junior, Merry Christmas, Junior.
Again. How's it going?
It's good. Yeah, been dog sitting, and the wee doggy's away back to his mum's house now, so that's your sister home and the dog's away. So, yeah, that's what we've been doing for the last 3 days, looking after Ollie. But it's been good. Yep, and you could probably see I've got a can. It's not going to work, but if I do that, people will see it. Look, I got that made by Junior Scrabble.
It does work.
Yeah.
So, now remember, no all our listeners are on YouTube. So, Senior has got a little on-air sign that says A View from Section C on it. And he's all happy with himself that he wanted to show it off, that he had to go into a new recording studio for this afternoon.
A new recording studio. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's it feels like it's been a long week since the last episode.
I know. I was thinking about that today. Like this is obviously Friday, okay? And I thought I feel as if I've been off work for ages, but I only come off last Friday. But I'm now thinking, shit, I go back to work on Tuesday, and it's only like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that's it.
So I disagree with that point. I feel like I've not been off that long, but I feel like it's been ages since we recorded the last show because I didn't care what day of the week it was. The day Shannon thought it was Thursday, I was like, I've not got a clue. The bin men didn't come today. They're now coming on Saturday. There's games midweek. There's football midweek, and I'm just lost. I don't care what's going on anymore.
The last show we done, I was on the back shift. And
yeah,
I can't mind if it was a Wednesday or a Thursday with that.
I can't mind.
I know, but you're right. But it does. It's if you think about it, it's really only a week since again, give or take a day that we've done my last podcast. But wow. But even so, Junior, 74 episodes. Who'd have thought?
I know.
Yeah. Who'd have thought the shite would still be going after 74 episodes?
It certainly doesn't feel like 74 episodes. And the viewers keep going up and up and up. We've got to thank our sponsors for kind of helping out with that, especially you're wearing it. I'm also wearing it. We did get some merch. Now, I was just about to say, it's like Stone Island. You hate to get the badge in, but we're not getting our badge in. We're getting our names in it. So thanks again to Mr. Blues for getting us sorted out with a couple of T-shirts for Junior versus Senior.
Outstanding.
He's already put up the video as well about the segment where we introduced him as a new sponsor. He's sent all his Fife mates to it. We've got a couple of new Flyers listeners now. They'll probably not be tuning into this episode. If you are, we apologise in advance, but we might just rip the piss at you a little bit.
Yeah.
More than what we normally would have. So we will get on to our unwashed friends from Fife very, very shortly. We will just get straight into it. There is the 51 club sponsored game reviews. We did start off with an away game, which again feels like ages ago now, to the Glasgow Clan on the 23rd of December. So 2 days before Christmas. A goalless first period. However, Brendan Harms then got us into a 1-0 lead on the power play, assisted by Johnson and Dow at 30-10. Rob Lakowitz at 34-55 tied the game. Corey Saul almost instantly made it 2-1 Clan at 35-27, giving a 2-1 lead end of the second. And then it was one-way traffic in the third period with 3 unanswered goals. 16 seconds into the period, Ryan Valentini, assisted by Darren Harms, tied the game. Brent Bowden at 44-16, assisted by Ronaldo and Johnson. And the empty netter by Spencer Nass, assisted again by Valentini and Josh Britton at 59-57, giving that one-line Dundee Stars team a 4-2 victory in Glasgow and 2 very early Christmas present points.
Definitely. I thought that was going to be the hardest game out the 3. But from all accounts, once it hit that third period, it was only going to be the one winner. And it's a great result because we've said it before. We've went in there previously with a big crowd, big away support, and just fell flat on their face. But this time, not. We've went in there and we've done the business. And I'm not caring what anybody says. We are definitely not a one-man team, a one-line team, sorry. But that one line absolutely destroyed them. And they're no the first team that they've destroyed. I was reading on Twitter, I don't know if you've seen it. Somebody put it on Twitter that they reckon that Harams, Valentini and Nas is the most potent line in the Elite League. And that says a lot to these three guys.
Quite
absolutely
possibly.
Potent. Yeah.
We'll come on to it because I do have a screenshot of the top scorers and obviously the 3 of them are in it. Yeah. We'll come to it looking at that line. But yeah, big result. Coming at obviously I say the Christmas break, coming at the Christmas Day, a couple of days off then at the Boxing Day. It's a very, very busy schedule, December. Albeit not a lot of travel this year, which was a blessing for once. Usually we're away to Belfast, Cardiff, back home for Clan on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. But yeah, great 4-2 victory. Senior, you had Stars winning, although 5-4. I had Clan in overtime 4-3. So to be fair, you were right with the team winning, but again, I think it could have went either way. Reading the game reviews, especially from a number of Clan fans that were obviously, I wouldn't say non-biased Clan fans. Obviously, the Clan podcast that you were a special guest on, he did say that first period edging at each other out. Second period, all Clan should have been more than 2-1. Third period, Clan just didn't come back out, and we just ran over them.
Yeah. You know what? It says a lot because I think, was that not Chris Mackay's last game of his suspension? I think it might have been, right? And then you've then got Alan getting suspended. And it's worked too because the guys have had a wee bit of rest, right? And obviously you want them to be playing every time, but to go in there without Mackay it's a big win because he is a big player for us at times. A lot of people are still out, the jury's still out on him, but for me, I think he is a top class D man for us, and we would have missed him in Glasgow. But to come out and win 4-2 is an absolutely fantastic result for us.
Yeah, I think top class is a bit far-seen.
Nah,
I like him.
Tell me.
I like him. I think he's steady. And again, it comes back to this whole... I don't think the D pairings are still right with him and Alan together. But, yeah, I think that's a bit far. Top class.
No,
Dryden Dow's top class. Kyle Pouncey's top class. Excuse me? Someone's at the door?
Someone is at the front door.
Oh, dear me, Junior. Unprofessional as ever.
Well, the volume has just been turned right down on Alexa. I don't even know why it's so bloody loud.
Outstanding.
I don't even know what's getting delivered either. But yeah, Dryden Dow and Kyle Pouncey are top class. That I would say that's a bit.
Dryden Dow's another level for top class, right? But I'm telling you, he is becoming a big player for us, and no just in height. I'll tell you, people have got to watch him at times, right, and see the hands on him for a big man.
He's got decent hands for a big man.
Yep,
decent hands for a big man. And the thing that kind of gets me about him, I really like him, but he's very quick going forward. Right, he has actually got a wee bit of pace behind him when he powers forward with the puck. See when he's trying to get back though, he's not got a lot of pace behind him. They forwards are gone. And he's caught in no man's land. And that's where, and it's not a criticism of him, I think that's where he needs to be on a line with Dow or Moore, because Dow and Moore are quicker than him, and that way it helps out.
But get what we've not touched on it. We've signed a new D man, so that this could shuffle up the pairings a lot now.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen the photo of the guy. This guy looks like a big guy. Like he's got fucking shoulders and arms like an Olympic swimmer. I'll tell you.
I wondered where you were going with that comment there, because when Shannon saw the picture of, and let me get this right now, Elijah Villio, when Shannon saw the picture, and she went, "He's a bonny laddie." Yeah. So I wondered where you were going with that comment there of this guy looks bonny.
I think he's got the nickname Shagger already. But he will. I think he'll bring something different. But going back to the Glasgow game, not just minus Mackay, minus Ingalls. Did Elmer play in Glasgow?
I'm just checking the roster. Elmer played.
Elmer played. Then he's went out with illness. But
yeah,
two D men short, right? And people forget that we've went into these games minus 2 D men probably near enough every time. But great result. And as I predicted, Stars win. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So we had Christmas. We came into Boxing Day. The gloves were off. It's a Fife Dundee derby. And the Stars going into the game, knowing that Shane Owen was not icing. Fife were the ones that got off to the good start this time. Kyle Osterberg at 12:20, giving them a 1-0 lead end of the first. Stars tied the game at 21-21 through Carter Johnson, assisted by Rinaldi. Ryan Valentini put Stars 2-1 up for end of the second period at 29-38, assisted by Nas and the big returning Mackay himself, the top-class D-man. I can see he's smirking the bottom of my screen. Anthony Rinaldi made it 3-1 at 46-47, assisted by Johnson. Max Hummets pulled one back for the Flyers at 49-01. And then Brent Bowden with another goal, assisted by Britton and Pouncey at 53-03 on the power play. 4-2 victory for the Stars. Senior said 4-3. Junior said 5-3. But both weren't that far off it. But that was predicting it with Owen playing.
With Owen playing, that's right. And listen, we all know what a difference he makes, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter who he plays for, or who's playing against, right? He makes a big difference for them. And when he doesn't play, teams have got to take advantage of that. Now, the laddie Little's hardly had any ice time. You could say, well, we only beat them 4-2. I don't care. We beat them. And it's as simple as that. And again, it sounded like it was a well-deserved victory.
It's a different game in Fife.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, right? As you say, he's had a little ice time over the last how many years he's been back up for the Flyers. But it's in Fife. The day after Christmas, boys all had maybe a couple of drinks, right? We're not being beat around the bush. Someone had a couple of drinks, right? A few boys probably had a couple of drinks. If they didn't, we'll hold our hands up and say, well, fair play to them.
Oh, wait a minute. We're not saying we'll hold our hands up. You'll hold your hands up. I'm getting not involved in this.
I am speaking for the fans because a number of people posted it in the Star supporters group about them looking like they were pissed the night before. That wouldn't have been the case. They're professionals.
No, I seen
a couple of turkeys between them.
I think Mark alluded to that. They maybe ate just slightly too much. They look jaded, right? Yeah. But it's a 4-2 win in Fife, and I'll fucking take it every time. I don't care what plays in the goal for them. I'm taking it. The big thing that come out of that game for me is, and it's happened over the past couple of games now, is the emergence of Carter Johnson. he is beginning to come into that sort of power forward role that we expected of him. And from that, I think everything's changed. There was a thing, again, come out today, again, Friday, about the power play stats. We're the second best in the league. I just didn't think we were close to that. It's Glasgow, then us, then Sheffield. I didn't think we were close to even being second. Never, well, up that here with the power play, because you always think, fuck, that's another power play we've not scored on. But Brent Bowden is the guy for me. It's making that tick now, and he has him. I think it's him, Johnson, and Ronaldo. We've now got the Clan coach said one line. There's now a second line that's beginning to put a lot of points up.
Yeah. And I think that the thing for me from the game though was the game penalty for Sean Allen.
Yeah.
Now for me, Senior's going to disagree because he always does disagree with us. I honestly think the boy went down so easily and threw himself into the boards, and I'm surprised he never hurt himself. It's not even a hit. It's a wee push. It's a one. It's that. He doesn't even hit him. If he hits him, I understand the 5+ game. It's a 2-minute penalty. Let's move along. Games went soft.
I'm not 100% sure.
Games went soft, Lark.
Well, I did say that the game. I said that on Twitter. The games went soft, and I think it went soft because he got suspended for it. I think it's a penalty. It's maybe borderline 5+ game. I think Osterberg's milked it because of the position he's put himself in, and then Sean's hit him, and from there, you know what? See if it was 5+ game and there was no suspension, we wouldn't be sitting here speaking about it. But it's because of the suspensions came in at the back of it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a suspension? No place near it. There was an identical hit in the Sheffield Cardiff game, and no penalty called at the game. Dops haven't even looked at it. There's not been any retrospective action taken. Yet here Sean Allen suddenly gets a 5+ game for it and then gets suspended for a game. And I've said it, we've said it, the name on the back of the jersey has caused that. Because I'm telling you, if that's somebody like a Craig Moore delivering that hit, there is no suspension. You'd be lucky if Craig would get 5+ game because of who the lad he is. Because that's not the way Craig plays.
You'll be lucky if Moorsey was able to knock the boy off his feet.
No, but you get what I'm trying to say, eh? You get what I mean?
I'm just joking.
If that's Kyle Pouncey, it's nothing comes out of it. Sean Allen's got his name on the jersey. He's come in with a reputation. Walker came in with a reputation, and they've went for them. A couple of years ago, Haas had the same reputation.
You watch it back on the slow-mo, right? When they slow the footage right down. He throws himself. He gives him the push, and then the body goes, into the board. I'm honestly surprised he never injured himself the way he threw himself into the board there. Well, because you see the back in that bend him.
I'm surprised that he played the night after because he
continued that game.
The way people were speaking, it was like a career-ending injury he got.
He came back. He played the rest of that game as well. So we were on to a 4-point week, looking to make it a 6-point festive week, and surely we delivered with the perfect 10.
Yeah.
The Stars went 1-0 up through Brendan Harms, assisted by Dow and Valentini at 2:50. Bear with us, folks. There's a lot of goals to go through here. If you are taking note of this, get your pencil sharpened because you're going to need it. Chris Mackay, the big top D himself, assisted by Craig Moore at 4:31, made it 2-0 Stars, and that was the scoreline end of the first. And then it was a 6-goal blowout in the second period. Carter Johnson with a nice solo effort, assisted by Dow at 27-20. Brent Bowden, assisted by Rinaldi at 30 minutes exactly. Spencer Nass, assisted by Harms and Breton at 31-27. Anthony Rinaldi, assisted by Johnson at 33-20. 30 seconds later, Spencer Nass, assisted by Valentini and Britton, 33-50. Anthony Rinaldi got his second at 35-27, unassisted. He then got his hat-trick to make it 9-0 in the third period, assisted by Johnson, 41-34. Ryan Valentini, unassisted at 45-41, made it 10-0 to the Stars. And then Lucas Chiodo at 51-45 with a consolation goal for the Flyers. Final score, Dundee Stars 10, Fife Flyers 1.
Yep.
So,
Happy
senior
days.
Senior, I obviously couldn't get out Arbroath because of the weather. The roundabout at Arbroath was completely shut. The back road through Arbolo was completely flooded, which made it completely impassable. So couldn't get out Arbroath at all without flooding Shannon's car.
Well,
we could have tried it, but
nah, you would not. Nah, and I'll tell you when I thought you were going to struggle was when Motherwell were due to be in Aberdeen, and they announced that the A90 was closed, and they were telling everybody to go the A92, Arbroath, Montrose.
Yeah.
And then within minutes of that, somebody then tweeted again, "You'll be lucky, lads, that road is now closed as well."
Yeah.
And then Aberdeen then tweeted that the game was off. And as soon as that happened, them saying, "Yeah, you're not getting to the game."
Yeah. So the father-in-law was working, obviously, Flyers fans. He was working at night, so he couldn't get Spencer through. So we were going to pick Spencer up, bring up the game. We got to Longforgan, about turned, phoned Spencer, said, "Spencer, you're not getting through. I'm not keeping on driving through that. It's only going to get worse." That was about 10 o'clock. So I went to him. Obviously, weather got worse. But when we were driving home, it must be about 10:30, 11-ish, that A92 was shut going to Arbroath. That was when it was shut. So there was no way me getting there. Unfortunately, I had to buy the webcast. And you know what though? I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm glad that I didn't risk the car going to the game, because I actually thought it was a pretty poor game of hockey, although the scoreline is tremendous and it's at 2 points. But sitting watching the webcast, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I felt for Andy Little. I really did. That Fife team that turned up just did not compete. As soon as they went, maybe I think it was that 3-4-5, it was, we're done. We put a lot. It's like they put all that effort in the game the night before to keep it so close and help Andy Little out. Andy Little, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
On what day was it? Wednesday. That game could have been a lot worse on Wednesday night. It could have been 15-20 if it wasn't for Andy Little. He made some good saves in that game, but the team, Fife team, just gave up. I think. And
he also played part of the game injured.
He played a lot of the game injured.
You seen it. I think it was the one when, I can't mind, but it might have been Bowden went, and you know what it was. He did pull up and he tried to pull back, and he actually slowed down, but Little's coming out at the same time. There was a collision, but I think it's the fact that he's went back and hit the post that's probably caused them to get a bit of damage there. But I think, you know what I think happened with Fife? I think Fife tried to play us at their normal game, right? They could get away with that when Shane Owen's playing. Yeah. Because the number of goals that were scored on an odd man rush was just scary for us, because they powered up the ice as if they thought, it's okay, Shane's got one at the back, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we've no got Shane at the back. It's young Andy, we'll see how we got on. But the first couple of goals, the first goal was a nice goal by Harms with the tip in. Yep. The next thing from Mackay, literally minutes later, you'll want that in back.
Yeah, definitely.
And for me, I think Fife getting in at 2-0 at the end of the first, I think they would have thought, we've done no bad then. We're still in this game. But as you say, when it went 3-4, 5, it was like the whole thing. It was like you can't work. Obviously, we sit right behind them, and you see them when they're coming off the ice. And I'm not saying that it was they weren't interested or they didn't care. It was just like, well, shit happens, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But what they've got to remember is people have paid money to come and watch it. Right? There was a lot of them stayed to the end, so fair dues to that. But overall, if you look at the scorers again, I think every person on the first line scored and every person on the second line scored.
Yeah.
We just need the third line to start scoring now, and that'll be it. We're winning the league.
Yeah.
But
but even then,
we're going to do it. Let's pump them. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, even then, you're saying about the third line. The third line had some good chances as well.
Yeah.
Phelan had some good chances. McBean as well had a few good chances. Obviously, we had one additional forward for the fourth line, which on Stars TV was McBean, but Garrigan had a couple of good chances as well.
Yeah.
We created a lot of chances. It was a blowout game. I did say to Shannon at the time, I don't know if and I texted you as well. I actually thought that they would have put Tuna in for the third period, just to give him some ice time.
Yeah.
But I understand why they didn't. Kevin's wanted to try and get that shot out. We're blaming Shannon. Shannon mentioned the shutout in the house. I shouted at her for it. And then about 10 minutes later, the Fife score. I was raging, shouted at her again, sent her to her bed. She never got to see the rest of the game. But I said to Shannon, I don't know if when it went to 8 and 9, I said, I don't know if we'll just sit back now and if the 10th happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Or if we'll go for 10 and then we'll sit back and see what happens.
So I think they went for 10 and then sat back.
We went for 10 and you could see it. We went for 10 and then we sat back. There was a lot of misplaced passes in the defensive zone at the end of the third period, like that second half of the third period. And it was Dave Sweeten. Dave Sweeten said it on Stars TV, and I have to give my hats off to Dave Sweeten. He was a solo man on Stars TV for that game, because Swanee couldn't make it because he was flooded in Brechin. But Dave Sweeten, to do that whole game himself, I'm assuming Old Dog wasn't at the game either because he usually jumps on the commentary with him on his own.
It was available, Junior.
Yeah,
it was available.
Could have done it. I could have done it remotely. I could have done it on this. But it was good for him to do it on his own. It was still really good. But he said it as well that there's going to be a Fife goal here because we're just keeping on passing the puck to them in our zone. And it ended up becoming like a training game. It was like a scrimmage in the end.
That's what it was. That's what it ended up like.
Yeah, and it's difficult. It's difficult to keep yourself motivated in a game like that. But
I'll tell you though, one thing that came out for me, certainly that third period, because obviously I think Mark started, like Johnny and Craig started getting a lot more ice time. And Johnny and Phelan, they forecheck like fuck. Honestly, they were really good together, the two of them. Really, really good. The forechecked and forechecked. The number of turnovers these two guys cost by just constantly forechecking. The guy went round the back of the net, and if he looked one way, Phelan was there. If he looked the other way, then McBean's there. I thought they two played really well together, Phelan and McBean.
They were on the line at the Guildford game when I was in the hospitality box with Craig Niche when you were on holiday. That was the line was Phelan and McBean. I can't remember who they were on with. I think it was Elmer. That was the line, and they were fucking swarming all over Guildford. The three of them.
It was like,
So Senior, you predicted 4-1 Stars again with Shane Owen in the goal.
Yeah,
I went bold with 6-2, so I wasn't far off it.
However, what we will say though, right? You can't what's a lot of come here. Senior said 6 points, festive period. Junior didn't, so Senior was right.
said 5 points.
How many did they get? They got 6. Senior said 6. Backed on the
I
hill.
can't wait to see your fucking predictions for this weekend, and I hope you're fucking pish at it.
Easy.
Sorry, Daisy.
There's another 4-point weekend. Listen, if Cody Saul could bet them on his own, so could we.
What about that, by the way? 1 goal and 1 penalty the whole game.
Sure. Told you, games went soft.
Honestly. But yeah, so 6 points. Clan away win, Fife away win, Fife pumping home win. It was just as I say, I thought the game was quite but it's to beat
because even the atmosphere was the same. You know, when the goals are started racking up, everybody sort of just sat back and relaxed because they were never coming back. Coming back.
And listen, the thing is, you can only beat what's in front of you. And,
exactly.
And they did. Although it might have been a lackluster game, 10-1 against your rivals, that is great advertisement for the club and for hockey in Dundee. Yeah. Regardless of if you know the game or not. You see them beating Fife 10-1, you think, fuck, they must be all right if you're not if you don't really come to the games.
We spoke about it at the game, right? And we've spoken about it on this podcast. We've been beat by an under-strength Edinburgh Capitals team.
Yep.
With Kevin Forshaw. No disrespect to Kevin. He was the backup.
He was the backup.
They came into Dundee. The backup. And they came into Dundee and beat us in the Elite League. So I'm no caring. Andy Little was in the goal. He got 10 past him. Yeah, the lad, he played well. He deserves credit for what he done because that could have easily been about another 5 or 6 goals on top of that.
Yeah.
If we wanted to.
Yeah. So, Senior, this was the league table before the Christmas games. Stars were in 9th, just above Fife by a point. Coventry were up in 3rd on 21. Glasgow 21, Belfast 21, Guildford, Manchester 18, Nottingham 17. And this is how the table looks now. That's not it.
No,
that's it. Fife Flyers still bottom on 17 points. Nottingham Panthers now in 9th on 18. Coventry have dropped from 3rd to 8th. They're still on 21 points. Glasgow on 23. Stars up to 6th on 23 points. Manchester in 5th on 24. And Guildford in 4th, 25. Belfast, Cardiff, Sheffield now starting to fight at the top for the title. Although I still can't see past Sheffield at all. Senior, up to 69th after 3 games.
Yeah. Yep. And we're only 4 points out of 3rd place again. Yep. And we've got Belfast twice. So
got a game in hand.
Happen, Yeah. It's good. I'm like you. I think Sheffield will win it. I think they'll win it comfortably. I think Cardiff will finish 2nd. And then I would maybe say 3rd to 9th is probably going to be the battle. And unfortunately, for our mates across the water, I think, and I know they've just announced a couple of sign-ins, I think they might struggle.
Yeah, so
you never know.
They obviously have. God, there's somebody else at our door now. Thankfully, Alexa's not went off this time. So Fife obviously have just announced that Shane Owen has been placed on injury reserve, and they have signed Kevin Lindskog, who is the former Guildford Flames goalie. Lindskog actually played for Tom Coolan last 2021-22 season. What was that when he was at?
You know what?
I think that's right when he was at Guildford, but he played for Coolan before.
I'd
obviously
before we announced Kevin Carr, his name gets branded about a couple of times with us.
Yeah,
he's a. I don't think he's as good as Shane, but I'll tell you, he's a decent goalie. He'll do well across it.
Yeah. And they've also just announced Drake Pylon. Andy McCartney put his name in the Star Supporters group. I think it was last week. So he's obviously coming in because they have the injury to Colin Shirley-No. He was day-to-day. And then they'll reckon that De Roche is going to go on injury reserve as well. And the boy Pavlov's is staying to the end of the season. So something that Fife fans were complaining about on Sunday. Obviously, we've got a few friends, very good friends that we've known for a long, long time from Fife, who actually left the game early. They left at the end of the second period. I will not name them, but they left.
Jordan and his drum.
That was Jordan and his drum.
We seen him.
So they left at the end of the second period. But yeah, there was a lot of complaints from the Flyers fans that they weren't investing back in the team after all the injuries, a short bench, blah, blah, blah. Well, now they have. There's your goalie replacement, and then there's another forward coming in as well.
Come on, we can speak about Flyers are wanting here, eh? It's their own downfall, right? They cause it themselves. They think they can get through a season without any British players. Hell fucking mend them, right? And there's been plenty of Brits have went through that Fife junior development. Interestingly, no, a lot of them are still at Fife. I wonder why. You know? We've got one of them playing for us. I know he's second tour of duty with us, but he plays for us, Craig Moore. But we play with Dundee Laddies. Yeah. We play McBean. We play Garrigan. We play Ingalls.
Yeah. And I was going to say this. The same could be said about the coaches as well from the Fife Junior setup. That the coaches didn't last there either because of the whole structure behind it. That players didn't get used. They didn't get utilised. Yeah. But anyway, senior.
Listen, they got 10 put past them, So keeps the smiles on our faces.
Yeah, the perfect 10. So it does, senior, bring us on to the ugly.
Well, the good. Listen, there can only be one good, and that's putting 10 past your rivals. And I care what's in the goal for them. They could hey, a wee 10-year-old laddie off the street playing for them. I don't care. Putting 10 past they guys was absolutely lovely. It was. I don't care how bad the game was. I don't care what anybody says about it. They got 10. Right? It's arms in. Nothing else. That's it. 10. The bad. There's no lot of bad, to be honest with you. When you get a 6 point, festive period, there's no lot of bad. But probably the bad was the guys that never got to see the Fife game because of the weather. That's probably the worst thing about it. You know what I mean? Like to miss out on a game when you see Fife getting 10, and you guys, the guys that live out with Dundee, couldn't get to see it. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. It was a bit shit that you guys missed it. The ugly, it's probably at this day and age. And again, I'm going to go back to the Fife game. Teams shouldn't be getting 10 in this level. It's kind of like, I can't remember what was it that played. Remember, they got pumped. Was it Manchester? They got beat 8-2 or something. They were like, this should never happen in this league. So it is a bit ugly. It's an ugly scoreline, but it's a nice ugly scoreline if you're a Dundee Stars fan. So that's it.
Yeah,
it's all about giving them 10.
Yeah. The bad thing for me was obviously you touched on it was people not being able to get into the game. The bad certainly for me was I never got to sing "Feed the Fifers," and last Christmas I gave my heart to Kyle Pouncey this year. I'm absolutely raging I never got to sing it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna. Here's a call it. Christmas call it.
Oh.
The DJ never even played the tunes.
And now he's going to be listening to this, senior, because he did message me. He messaged me yesterday asking when the show's going to be on. I was like, get some things sorted. So we're recording tomorrow, as in today.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, okay, just making sure I didn't miss it because I'm confused middays and that being off work. He's maybe just a bit confused, largely. He's maybe got a little bit lost at the game on.
He was maybe just a wee bit drunk. Maybe drunk Dean was on.
Or that. There's a good chance it was that.
Yes, but he certainly never played the tunes. But there was a lot of sort of well-kent faces missed the game. You guys missed it. Donnelly wasn't at the game. But yeah. But you know what? Probably another good thing if you want to touch on it was the crowd. That was a fantastic crowd, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
So credit to everybody that did get to the game. Biggest crowd of the season. Let's hope that they're back again for this week's games against Belfast.
Yeah. So does take us on to the this weekend's games. The Craig Nish Decorator sponsored game preview. It's the home and home against the Belfast Giants. Oh, fucking hell, senior. You know how to tickle us. Home and home against Belfast Giants. So we are away tomorrow. The 30th of December, away tomorrow to the Belfast Giants, who have managed to get their form up a little bit. Obviously, we spoke about him before. Quinn Preston, he's putting up points kind of a bit all over the place just now. But there's so many guys that are standing out, and they are now starting to pick up a bit of form. They did have a little bit of an argument with Mr. Coolan the other week in Fife, and they were booed off the ice before their man of the match presentation. And I would love to see an Adam Keefe meltdown before the new year.
Yeah, that would map our weekend, would it? And I just hope it's in Dundee when he has it. I'm not wanting to waste it on his home game. So, Adam, if you're listening and you're thinking about a meltdown, keep it for Dundee. Dinna do it in Belfast.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, we're just saying that we're speaking about, obviously, the people not getting to the game and that. And obviously, the home and home of Belfast this weekend, people are already in Belfast now. However, there is another weather warning in place for all of tomorrow here.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not as bad. It's meant to be worse than during the week, but it looks like we're only getting rain rather than snow. And hopefully it's only on for the few hours that it's meant to be on and clears up again for the next day, because it is an earlier face-off. So it's even like we've got until the evening for roads cleared and everything. It is a 2 o'clock face-off on the Sunday. But it's I hope there is a bit of a meltdown.
I'm positive for this weekend, especially, and I know they got beat last night from Glasgow. From all accounts, it wasn't a very good game. It was like they were going, just Belfast were going through the motions. Glasgow, by all accounts, had played well. I thought Keefe was very disrespectful, the goalie, when he said that they had 42 shots, and that goalie shouldn't be getting a shot out. That was just the way he said it. I just thought it was totally disrespectful. But that's the kind of guy, yes, he's a shitebag.
He's getting worse.
And I'll tell you, Junior, he's getting worse because his team are getting worse. And that's the problem, right? He believes, and probably rightly so, with the money that he's spent, his team shouldn't be in the position it's in. They shouldn't be getting beat from Glasgow and Belfast. They shouldn't be getting beat for Dundee and Belfast. They should be winning their home games, right? Mm-hmm. Apart from when the Sheffields and the Cardiffs maybe. They would be expecting to win all other games in Belfast. They've spent enough money. I think what they've done, I think they've made a big fucking boo-boo and letting Besco go to this Spengler Cup thing with Team Canada. I think that's a big boo-boo.
So just on that though, right? They announced it after their home game against Fife, but then he played in Fife the next night.
Yeah. But the Spengler Cup's but the Spengler Cup's no happens yet. Spengler Cup happens like at New Year.
Well, he's only away for the rest of December. The Spengler Cup's happening just now, is it no?
No, I don't think so.
Because they said that he's only missing the month of December. He's away for the rest of December. when they put that post out. And then that was why I was like, well, if he's away, why the fuck's he still playing the next night?
So they've made for me, and like we've said, we like Jackson Whistle's a good guy. He's a very, very good netminder, and he's shot us out a few times by winning games for Belfast when we've dominated. But the way the team in front of him are playing, I'm really confident for the 2 games. Really are.
Yeah, as Quinn Preston is their top point scorer with 21 points through 23 games. He's got 12 goals and 9 assists. The next ones after that, there's 2 guys 15. I think it's the guy Prince and Mark Cooper. Tedesco McLeod then got, I think it's 14 as well. The 2 got 14 as well, or something like that. So there's a few of them kind of starting to rack up some points. They're still way, way off Quinn Preston. We all know he's their main guy this year. I said it, I think it was after the first Challenge Cup game that I seen him.
You said it to me.
Or was it the pre-season game? Just after, it was Challenge
Cup. Whatever games I'd missed, you'd said that this was the guy.
He just looked unreal that game, and he has been all season for them. He's been unreal. But yeah, so it's and
we've got a new D-man coming in. So the D-man's here. He plays this weekend. So that's a wee bit of a boost for us.
So I'm trying to think though, if he does play, an import needs to sit.
Possibly not, because Elmer might still. Maybe Elmer's.
I was down to illness for Elmer, but that's what I'm saying. If Elmer's still out, then he's fine. But if Elmer's fit again, then the decision needs to be made on if someone sits or who sits. Interesting one.
Yeah, definitely, because he's going to play, guaranteed. They're no bringing this guy Velio in to be a healthy scratch, so he will play both games this weekend. You'll probably find that if he plays, Britain will go back up to the forwards, I would think. So it'll be a forward that'll sit. And based on the way we've played over the last 3 games, it might well be Elmer that sits. But we'll just have to wait and see. Big decision for the coach, but it's good that we're getting guys in. To help where it really is. But I never even thought about that, about somebody having to sit.
Yeah, if we've got a full team, someone will need to sit. I think it's that because, if we had one extra Walker left, we were bang on. He's now come in effectively and taken Walker's import slot. Yeah. So we're back to one extra. So Best goes away. Jackson will be playing with Dixon as the backup. I was really disappointed. I was looking forward to shouting some abuse at Peter Cech, being a wee Chelsea Kent. Disappointed with that.
Because I'll tell you, for Belfast, it's a great marketing tool that they've done, bringing somebody like a Peter Cech. And even coming into Dundee, if they'd announced that Peter Cech was going to be there, you'd probably find that you'd get a few people coming along just to see Peter Cech.
Yeah.
That you'll probably touch the ice, but But it's Dixon. So, that's what they're going to be. But I'm confident, Junior.
Yeah.
Confident.
Okay. Belfast away. Prediction.
Belfast, 3-2 stars.
3-2 stars. So I'm going to go 3-2 Belfast in overtime. Home game?
4-2 stars.
Oh, I'm saying the same. I just wrote down empty the same. Netter. 4-2.
Somebody will hit an empty netter. Maybe Kevin Carr.
4-2 on both of them. So seniors go for a 4-point weekend. And I'm going for a 3.
Yep. We're on the rise. The comeback is on. Bounce back ability.
Bounce back ability. It's not bounce back ability when you're already up, is it?
No, but we had a few losses. I think we had about 3 or 4 in a row. And we've came back, won 3 in a row. Then it'll be 4. Then it'll be 5.
Yeah. So. Junior versus Senior. It is time for the Gloves Off sponsored Junior versus Senior. So I am 1-0 up on points. I got it on the last guess last week. It was Alan Mazur, or Mazur, wherever you're from. Senior didn't get any the week before, but now it's back to Senior being in the hot seat.
Listen, Senior's not getting nothing this weekend either.
Well, you never know. You never know. I am quickly, though, Senior, just going to check something for your clues, because I did forget to put a year down for him.
Junior, the year
and it is a hymn. There's your first clue. It's a hymn.
Right. But I'll tell you, the year means nothing. You need to give me more of a clue than what year he played.
Yeah. Right.
Even if you gave me his line mates, even if you gave me his line mates, I'd get it wrong.
Are you ready?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, he's ready, folks. Right, so your first clue, in the usual fashion of which we both gave to each other, this player was born in Swanton, Vermont, USA, in 1989. So he's 2 years older than me.
Okay. Is that the first clue? Just that?
That's your first clue.
Dan McGough.
Not
good guess, though.
Good guess. Bad guess. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If you got it for that, I was walking out the door. I was just ending recording and walking out.
And the only reason it says Dan McGough was Billy shouted something about Dan McGough at the game on at the Fife game, and I suddenly thought American Dan McGough.
Okay. This 6-foot centre played 4 seasons at UMass Lowell, where he was second All-Star team, regular season champion, and overall champion in the NCAA Hockey East.
Okay. I've got a name, but I think he's Canadian. Someone tells me he's Canadian. Trying to think of the...
I'm going to hover over the fancy trumpets because I think you're going to get this.
Nah, I don't think I have. Because honestly, I think he's Canadian. Chris Blight.
You'd be correct. Chris Blight is Canadian.
I thought he was, but okay.
So, clue number 3. This player played 42 games in the AHL over 3 seasons with Bridgeport and Springfield. Little extra clue. He was never drafted.
Oh, come on. I think, wow. I think the centres.
Centre, not senators.
I know that, you twat. Oh, come on. What's his fucking name?
The wheels are ticking, folks. You can see them. They're
honestly,
working hard today. They're working hard today.
They are working hard today. They are working. I'll tell you, but they can't get the name, and I'm trying to think.
We're going to have to push you.
Oh, what was his name? Right, this is not the guy I'm thinking about, but his name's got it. Jack McClellan.
Not Jack McClellan. Right. Oh, what a player.
Oh, but there was somebody else. Clue.
He played 74 games in 2 ECHL seasons before moving to the Stars, where he would retire.
Okay.
So you retired a Star.
Yeah, we've retired many a player. Oops. If you look on elite prospects, and it suddenly goes Dundee Stars. Dundee Stars. This guy,
folks. He's giving himself more time there.
I know, because this guy's Canadian as well. What's his right? What was the guy was signed? He came in. I don't think he played as many games as this. Was it Cody Drover or something? Was that his name?
Are you going Cody Drover?
Was that his name though? Cody Drover.
Yes.
Go for that.
So I'm pretty sure one, Cody Drover was Canadian, and Cody Drover was only here for 3 weeks. Your final clue.
Like.
Yeah, well,
like. He
could have
played 21 games there.
He had 15 goals and 32 assists in his 52 league games, giving him 47 points. He was captain and wore number 28 in the 2015-16 season.
For us. He wore number 28.
Yep.
Jerry Polistrone.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
The Price is Right loser horn sounds. It is not Jerry Polistrone. Senior, I think you're going to beat yourself up when I tell you this one.
Sacchetti.
Riley Wetmore. Senior, I might be wrong. I think I might be wrong. Have you got one of his tops?
No.
No, I thought you did.
No, I've not got Riley Wetmore top, no.
Riley Wetmore was the answer.
Yeah, so, that's right. I couldn't remember World War 28.
So,
Betty's just going to give Betty's going to give me shit.
She is. The gloves were off, and Senior got no point again for the second week running. So it still stays 1-0 to Senior to Junior. Senior's hoping it was 1-0 to him. 1-0 to myself after the start of the second round.
Oh, gee.
Well, Senior, there's always 2 weeks' time. Always 2 weeks' time. On this day, so not a lot, to be honest. 2 things happened on this day. In the year 2020, during the COVID break season, although he didn't leave us at this point, Brett Stoven was officially gone as he signed for HK Spiska Nova Ves in Slovakia. Try saying that without a drink. He was a tremendous player. I love Stovies.
I thought, yeah.
One game on this day in 2016, and it was, funnily enough, it was a Justin Farina year team with Joey Sides and Joe Fallon, the year that we qualified for the Final Four. However, it was an away league loss to the North Lanarkshire, Paisley, Pishy-Wishy, Renfrewshire, Glasgow, Braehead Clan. We lost by 5-0. So not even a single goal scorer for us to announce. And that was all that happened on this day. That was it. Just 2 things.
Yeah. You probably, just because of the day that we're recording, but yeah, it's the things. But it's, I'm still sitting kicking myself here thinking about Riley Wetmore and thinking of the shit that Betty's going to give us when we're at the game.
He was a good player. He was a very good player.
He was a very good player. I thought Wetmore was a good all-round player. He was a good captain.
Surprised he never went on to anything after us. Like, when I was looking back at the stats and thought, he surely would have went on to someone else. No, retired as a Dundee Star, and what a player. Some of the games that he played in for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous.
But with feisty character as well, And you didn't see a lot of it, but when it happened, he was a bit in your face, was he?
Always just remember when he was walking through the ice rink and he was away to walk through a wet patch of a wet patch of the floor, and Andrea Baker shouts to him, "Riley, wet floor."
It's quality, is it?
Oh, still every time I see him, I always think of Riley wet floor. That was what he'll probably be remembered by. But yeah, so that is this week's show. We obviously great, perfect 10 show, 6-point week. Hopefully, Senior's prediction is right again with a 4-point week. Giants. Hopefully, everyone again does stay safe this weekend with the storm that is currently brewing again. Anyone who is currently in Belfast or going to Belfast, I know there are a number of people going. A few Ando's, she's already there. So I know there's a few people going to it as well. Hopefully, you guys get back safe to Dundee again. If you're travelling back for Hogmanay. Yep.
Yeah, but they're not coming back. They're staying.
Oh, they're not.
No, they're staying there. So they're going to miss the game. The home game on Hogmanay, which is going to be really weird. We had 2 p.m. face-off.
2 o'clock face-off. I'm looking forward to a 2 o'clock face-off. It's a matinee game.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we'd call it.
We've never had one.
Yeah, but it's going to be really weird. Doors open at 1, game starts at 2. Be him again for the back of 4. It's ridiculous.
Doors open at 1. Unreal.
I know.
But
yeah, that'll be interesting.
You'll get him for your tea as well.
Exactly.
Decent time for tea. But yeah, so fingers crossed everyone can get to the game that obviously myself and the folk, Angus folk, and even Perth and Kinross travellers as well. Hopefully we can all get to the game. On Sunday. It is on Sunday now. We're back to Sunday game.
Sunday. But this is Friday.
Hopefully we can all get to
Saturday.
Yeah. So enjoy your Friday evening. If you listen to this today, have a good weekend. We'll hopefully see you on Sunday. And the next time you hear from us on this, it'll be our Happy New Year episode. And hopefully it is a Happy New Year with a 4-point weekend. And on that note, Senior, enjoy, and we'll see you all on Sunday.